This is the bucket method for building a rental real estate portfolio. Step one, get you a bucket. Now, a bucket is an account that is going to collect all of your earnings and savings and other types of income that is going to be used for real estate investing. This can take a few different forms. The basic one is something like a high yield savings account. That's pretty straightforward. You can use a HELOC on another property as another means of a bucket. My favorite one is a first position HELOC that I'm going to call the all-in-one loan. We'll get to that a little bit later. But the most important thing is that you have a separate account that is not used for personal. It's not used for fund money. It's not used for anything except real estate investing. You start off by filling this bucket with money from other sources that you will be using for the down payment on a rental property. So you fill that bucket up as much as you need to, and then you take that income and you put that into your first rental property. Whether you are buying it as a turnkey house, or whether you're buying it as a fixer, whatever it is, as soon as you get it stabilized, it will be providing cash flow. Now, you've used all of this money, so your bank account or whatever account you're using might be down here, but now you've got some cash flow coming in from that rental property, and that's pouring equity into that bucket. And you may actually have an outside source of income, like your job, savings, something else, whatever it is, you're taking that and you are depositing into this account, and this is going to be your money for buying more rental properties. Now, the higher the interest rate on this investment account, the more quickly you are going to build equity that you can use. You can't use a traditional mortgage or anything like that for this account because you can't access this equity to buy more properties. So this needs to be an account that you have easy access to, preferably something that's tied to a checking account or a card or anything that you can access that money very easily. So as soon as you build this back up, you buy your second rental property. You take this money as it's built up all the way here, you take that down and you put that into your next rental property. And as soon as that starts providing cash flow, you're building your equity back up even faster now that you have more sources of income. So as this goes down when you buy a property and it goes up as you fill it back up, that's your money for buying new properties. Again, the little you can touch this for anything else, the better it's going to be. Don't take this money and use it for your own lifestyle. That'll help you build up much more quickly over time. So over time, this amount of equity that you have in this account is going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to change as you make investments to rental properties, as you make repairs, things like that. This is going to fluctuate up and down, but whenever it gets high enough that you're able to put that into a new rental property, you buy up another one, and you turn that into another faucet, pouring back into the same bucket. And you rinse and repeat, and this accelerates over time. This builds up momentum over time. The more faucets you have pouring into that bucket, the faster you're going to be able to build up enough equity to buy another property. Now, this is pretty simple so far. You have a bucket, you put money into it. As soon as that money gets high enough, you buy another property, rinse and repeat. Again, it builds and builds and builds over years and decades to the point where you can really start buying more properties or bigger properties or both, whichever is your preference. Now, there are several ways that we can accelerate building equity using the bucket method by structuring things in a little bit different way. One I've already mentioned so far, and that is utilizing a first position HELOC. There are several different forms of these. The all-in-one is a popular one. There are a couple of other ones. And what that is essentially it is a HELOC that is attached to a property and a checking account so that all of your funds go into this bucket. So we've utilized a much larger bucket than you can with a HELOC by taking this loan, and you have a credit limit instead of a mortgage amount. So you start off with less equity, and as everything gets paid down, you still have access to that same equity, but you're paying less interest on it over time. And that's helpful because the interest rates are a little bit higher on that than they are in a high yield savings account. It's attached to a property, which means all of your interest payments are tax deductible. There are a lot of other benefits. So if you can structure things by utilizing a first position HELOC, that's your best bet. Second way to do it would be using a normal HELOC. It's not quite as good, but I'll show you how we can use that all-in-one or HELOC a little bit to, again, accelerate how we're building this wealth. So, so step 2 is to take all of your money from your rental properties into this bucket, and all of your payments come out of this bucket. Now, this is something you can utilize with a HELOC or your all-in-one account, is that you can take 100% of your rents from each of these properties and plug them right into that bucket, and then make any payments associated with those properties out of that same bucket. So essentially, you would be having all of your rents from each of these properties come in, and then you would be paying out your mortgages to those properties out of the side. Now that keeps as much money as possible in this bucket where interest is calculated daily, and you're able to add extra money. You're able to keep savings and other things in here, and then that is going to, again, juice up your returns, pay you more interest. So you're able to keep some of that money in here. These are deposits. These are your reserves. Any money that you would use for these properties, you store in here to get that extra interest, which is going to, again, add up over time. So structuring your deal to incorporate an all-in-one or a first position HELOC. Number 2, taking all of your money, pouring it into this bucket, paying out your mortgages on the bottom is going to keep the maximum amount of money in here so that that interest rate helps you over time. Acceleration step 3 is to utilize interest-only loans on your other property. So normally with the mortgage, you are paying interest every month, but you are also building equity. Some of that monthly payment goes to building equity in each property. So you need to have small buckets here in which you are building up equity in each of those properties. That's great, but money is not accessible to us here. You have to use a HELOC or some other way to refinance to get the money in those properties, whereas we know we can access the money here. So the advanced move is to use interest-only mortgages and take all of that equity and put it where we can use it, where it's earning good interest, but most importantly, we have access to that money. We want to take everything and put it all into one place, hence the name all-in-one loan, and then you pay out your interest to mortgages out of the bottom of that. So this is going to keep as much money, again, as possible in this account, which is going to help increase your interest payments, and then that is going to help grow this as quickly as we can over time. That is the basics of the bucket method. This is how I'm pursuing it. This is how I coach other investors to pursue their own rental portfolios. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or reach out to me. I'm happy to walk through this and dive into further details about how to really make this happen.